If you're looking to make a move into Delaware from the northeastern side of the United States, and you're thinking of making this move for really one reason, you're looking to retire and or get away from where you're at. You're looking for the slower, lower lifestyle, you're looking for the beaches, you're looking for Wilmington, Dover. I'm gonna lay it all out. But specifically, you're looking to relocate into Delaware, and myself, team leader of the Loft Team, been doing this for 8 years now. I'm here to help you. I'm a military veteran, and you may see a little bit of that come out in this because I'm a little bit militant in how we design all of what makes Delaware great. And what we've done today is formatted Delaware into a graph an out-of-state person will understand. Frankly, when you look at Delaware, you're going to see it's 3 counties, 44 towns. And if you've never lived in Delaware, that doesn't help you at all in deciding where to move. So we designed the 5-zone system. And the 5-zone system is simple. It's how Delawareans see Delaware. And that's what I'm going to give to you today. The vision to see Delaware the way Delawareans see it to help inform you on your relocation to Delaware. Let's get started. Zone 1, this is going to be above the canal. So there's going to be people who live here, die here, play here, marry here, and never leave there. They may scroll down to the beaches, but that's it. They want to live above the canal. This is Wilmington, Christiana, Bear, other areas. But you can see right here above this dotted line, Zone 1. And so you're looking in the Zone 1, let me introduce you to this side of the board. We're going to go through all of the main features of above the canal, as well as the new construction zone, the spine of Delaware, our beaches, and the rural areas, the little banjo type playing areas. We're going to go through all 5, and if there's an area you're already looking into, a zone that already piques your interest, maybe from prior videos where we've talked about it, feel free to skip ahead. If you're looking into northern Delaware, Zone 1 is for you, and price point median is going to come right to $427K. Now this is going to vary greatly. If you go up into the northwestern side of Pike Creek, Hockessin, Greenville, northern Wilmington, versus Bear, Christiana, Delaware City. Nothing against those areas, the value is simply different. In this market though, we are seeing something dramatic that is going on during this market. And that dramatic action is homes are selling fast. And the days on market is dictating that, where we're only seeing homes sit on the market for 3 weeks. Out of all 5 zones, I'll let you know, that is the smallest number that I'm gonna put in any of those days on markets. It is absolutely fire up there in Newcastle. And if you're looking to buy in an area like Hockessin, Pike Creek, Wilmington, it is imperative to stay up to date on the numbers of what's going on and partner with an agent who knows that market extremely well. Text Loft to this number if that's what you want. All right, going into the favorite feature of Zone 1, it's the riverfront. This is the walkability of Wilmington. If you're going down the riverfront, you can go miles and miles through the downtown area, some of the best architecture of Wilmington, some of the best shops and restaurants of Wilmington. I love the riverfront. It's my favorite feature. Things to do, I'm going to just go ahead and let you know, if you haven't seen our different videos about the 10 best places to eat in all of Delaware and different areas down at the beach, I like to eat. And I especially like to eat in Zone 1 because there are so many restaurants, so many different places to go. We've happened to interview many of the business owners on our podcast here just because there's so much variety. There's so much popping up. There's lots of new Indian, Mexican, burgers, tacos, just Italian, fine dining, beer gardens. I mean, really all across the map from steakhouse to taco truck, it's being filled in Zone 1. The best school district up here, one person might say differently, but I'm going to go ahead and put it up as Red Clay. The Red Clay School District, the Christiana School District, the Colonial School District, they'll all get thrown into the best or where you may prefer. Do your own research on any of the school districts we're going to talk about today, especially bringing your family in. What is the worst part about Wilmington? What's the worst part about this area above the canal? Again, we're talking specifically, we are moving up and above the bridge. So specifically in this area, one of the biggest factors that people do not like is rush hour. Rush hour pre and post. Before work, after work, going through Christiana, especially on 95, is tough. Some people hate it. Some people's jobs, it doesn't matter. So that is sometimes, for some people, the worst part. Now, what is an area, if you're looking to buy in Zone 1, where you can get a deal that is going to rise with your time in Delaware, something that's going to accumulate with you because it's in an area that's growing? I'm going to say on the rise in specifically Zone 1. I know you can't see it from this angle, but I'm pointing at the graphic. In this area, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sneakily draw right in front of it so you can't see it until I'm done. Belmont. Belmont is just in the central north area of Zone 1 and in an area near Fairfax, which also is an on-the-rise area that already has all the restaurants, all the things to do, great school districts, and is growing as one of the hot spots around them in Wilmington. And you look up there and you got Greenville, I already said it, Pike Creek, Hocus, and I'm not going to go back through it. It's growing. And if you want to be in an area that's going to grow with you, that's the area that I would go to. All right, let's zip on over to Zone 2. Now I'm going to switch over here real fast so we can go through where Zone 2 is, because it is kind of the most chopped up zone that we have. It's located right here. I'll kind of put some extra dots around it so you can see it. And it encompasses areas like North Smyrna, Middletown, Townsend, Odessa, the Blackbird Forest, pretty much all the way up to where you're going to see the bridge right across here in the Newcastle County above the canal. Now, when I say Newcastle County above the canal, this is not the county line. This is the county line. Above the canal is one zone, and Zone 2 actually takes up a little bit of northern Kent County. All that to say, what are the home values like? How long are homes staying on the market? And specifically, what town, what area are people really flocking to in Zone 2? I'll let you know right up front, the days on market may surprise you because we're looking at 42 days on market. Now, being that it's a new construction heavy area, there's a lot of floor plans, a lot of new construction soon to be built that exist on our MLS, which is our multi-listing service. That's what syndicates in with other platforms like Zillow and Redfin and Realtor to let you know that a home is for sale. Well, when homes like that hit the market that are new construction, aren't going to be for sale for a while, it affects this number drastically. Days on market in this area is affected, but I would say the aggressiveness of people buying isn't. This is probably a 20 to 25 day market as well if you're looking at a home that is a resale and not a new construction. What are the things to do in this area? Well, I would go out to say that this is one of the weaknesses of Zone 2, where lots of these zones have really strove over the years is they've gotten ahead of the residential growth. I'll pick out Milford is currently doing it, where they've found more things to do ahead of the fact that there are people moving in. And this area, Zone 2, is ever growing in its things to do. They are just now catching momentum for different fun things to do with the family, date nights, fun things for the kids. All those, plus restaurants, are now being fulfilled. People have noticed there's just not enough to do, and so different communities and different people within the community are actually picking up the slack. And so this is an ever-growing area, Zone 2, with the things to do. That may not be the greatest pitch for it, but if you like to be a part of the growth, you like to be a part of an ever-growing community, you still have that opportunity in Zone 2. Going into the worst part, you may have already caught my drift on what the current worst part is. It's things to do. I'm just going to put do, things to do. Is that the proper? I don't know. Things to do. That is the current weakness of Zone 2. The beautiful part of Zone 2, though, is because you are so close and knit with the 301 highway and Route 1, you are right around the corner from everything in Zone 1 and Zone 3. So it does have the benefit, and most of Delaware has the benefit, of being very, very easy to travel to the rest of. Now, what's the number one town in Zone 2? If you've looked up Delaware at all, there's probably 3 towns you've seen. You've probably seen Wilmington, you've probably seen Rehoboth, and you've probably seen, and if you haven't, get it on your radar, Middletown. Middletown is definitely the number one town in this area. It's the fastest growing for a long period of time. It has the most new construction, and especially for those looking to commute up and out of state or over in the Maryland, Zone 2 may be for you. Let's start Zone 3. Zone 3 is our spine. This is where you're going to see many, many Delawareans who claim to love and breathe and just exude Delaware in every way, shape, and form. They wear that blue powder in their soul, like that's on the flag. It's just them. This is though not necessarily the best for certain people. And let me explain. If you look at Zone 3, you're coming up from just the southern peak, reaching into Maryland, and scrolling all the way up and touching Milford, Milton, Dover, Frederica, Camden, Smyrna even. All of these areas with history. You got Caesar Rodney, you got all these, I'm not going to go into the history, but I was about to. All this history, right? This strolls through this area, I shouldn't say scrolls through. And that has led to many, 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 many people who live here and will die here because they love it here. And if you're not one of the people that are going to love Delaware for everything that it is, this zone may be a little tough because a lot of these people love their communities. And as we go back over here, you'll notice price point wise, which is one thing we didn't hit on Zone 2. My apologies. Zone 2, our median price point is $479. If we're going over to Zone 3, $351. So that price difference is significant already. Now, time frame wise, we're looking at similar days on market between the Middletown areas and the Kent County areas, but I will say there's less new construction that's holding this number up. So this is a more true to accurate number where a lot of homes are sitting for about a month. If it's priced well, it's gone in a weekend, but that kind of applies to almost all of these areas. Now, what's my favorite feature of Zone 3? My favorite is the whole county access, honestly. My ability to go in and out of that entire county, all the way up from Smyrna, all the way down to Milford, all the way over to Felton, and really, that's a 15, 20-minute drive from the central of any of those areas. The whole county access is huge for me. Between Route 1 and Route 13, and if I travel back over here, and you're going to see Route 1 kind of goes this direction. Route 13 is going to kind of go this way. If you can manage to get yourself anywhere like here, you're in a beautiful area for commuting because Route 13 going this direction, Route 1 going that direction, it's really nice. I'll just put it that way. And a lot of clients that end up moving here, I suggest that right out of the gate, I should say, and they enjoy it. What is there to do? I love nature. I got to be honest. Walks, trails, ponds. I love to go on a walk with my daughter almost on a daily basis. Myself and my wife will go out to all these different trails. I love it. And I think Delaware, especially Zone 3, has access to some of the best of it. The only one that's probably not involved in this are the beaches and White Clay Creek Park. Other than that, it's all there. I would highly suggest even just taking a weekend trip. Don't just go to the beaches. Don't just go to Wilmington. Try and look for Lum's Pond. Try to look at White Clay. Go out to Killen's Pond. Go out to one of our state parks. Follow DE State Parks on Instagram. They have a lot of great stuff on our state parks. Let's move forward to the best school district in Zone 3. It's going to be one of our historical members that I almost alluded to earlier. It's going to be the Caesar Rodney School District, and you're going to hear CR as the number one in this area for a lot of different things. You do get a little bit of Appoquinimink in this area, and with that being said, I'd like to bring up Appoquinimink because we didn't bring it up in Zone 2, and that's my apology. Zone 2 also has its number one school district as Appoquinimink. Zone 3 takes a little bit of Appo, but if you're looking for Appoquinimink, I would suggest Zone 2. Zone 3, predominantly, Smyrna and CR are going to be your best school districts. Again, do your own research. I have no opinion on the matter. I'm just reading off public stats. Now, the worst part of Zone 3, I'm going to be honest, going back into Zone 1, you remember I said my favorite thing to do. I'm a foodie. I like to eat. We need more food. We need more restaurants. And we do have new restaurants popping up. We got places like Fondue in Milford. We have places like Pizza or Dough Bar down in Milton. We got places in Dover like Rail House. We have new places popping up that are really good, but we need more. Now, if I were to say what area of Zone 3 is like on the come up, it's the place you can still get a steal. It's the place you can still get a deal. Invest in it. Let it grow with you. I'm going to rock right into Frederica. I'm going to go back to my side over here because if you look back, Frederica is right here. Connects you over in the Felton, connects you over in the Milford, and gets you to Route 1, Route 13, and a split. I'm sweating like an animal, and I don't know why. Shifting back over here, though, where's the best area to be now? Where's the highest growth area as of this exact moment? Statistically, it's the number one growing town in all of Delaware. It's my hometown, too. It's Milford. Milford is awesome. The downtown's growing, it's ever expanding, and it's things to do. Restaurants, the school district's fine, and there's really no complaints out of Milford and its growth pattern right now. It's a cool city to be a part of. Love Milford. Let's get into a cool zone. This is Zone 4. Now, Zone 4, you may notice by the price point, is coming with a little bit of a heavier tax on the finances, and that's because you're right on the shore. Let's move right over here just so I can showcase this real fast. It's one of the smaller ones. You'll see the beaches. It's running right here down the coast. And we're capturing a little bit of Millsboro. We're getting Dagsboro and Ocean View down here. We got Fenwick Island, Bethany. Up here we got into areas of Dewey, and then we get into Rehoboth and up into Lewes. And then all the way up here you get all these little kind of bay beaches. You get Broadkill. You can move all the way up to like Slaughter Beach. And that's where prices start to go down a little bit more because you're not getting the outlets. You're not getting the shopping and the beach vibes. You're getting more bay. So over here, price point wise, $637. Days on market too might surprise you because these homes move quick. They aren't making any more sand, ladies and gentlemen. The homes around the bay, the homes around the ocean, if that's your calling, you need to move because there's a lot of people that are looking to retire, looking to have their second home, looking to live out the rest of their life or buy their kids a home. Whatever they're doing, they're getting it done fast. And I represent clients in this area, and I can tell you this is a highly competitive area that, once again, you want to stay up to date on the numbers and you want to be working with an agent that is reputable for that area. Big deal. Now, what is my favorite area or favorite thing to do in Zone 4? I'm going to go right back to what you couldn't get for Zone 3. It's all the things. I'm just going to go ahead and say you can eat, shop, and explore. It sounds like an ad, but it's true. There's a lot of things to do. I just recently actually made a walk from Cape Henlopen High School all the way down and through the Bethany Beach Inlet. And there's so many beautiful things to see. All the sights, the scenes, the people, the restaurants, the items you can shop for, the boardwalks, it's all there. I don't got to go too deep into it. What do you do when you're there? What's your favorite feature? Beaches, done. They're all beaches. What else am I supposed to put here? Riding the dolphin? Like, it's the beach. The beach is the thing to do. It's the favorite feature. It's what we're known for. Zone 4. Now in this area, you're going to have 2 different school districts. It's going to be Indian River and Cape. Winner, chicken dinner is Cape. For health, for education, for sport, for teacher pay, for taxes, for everything, they're really the top dog in Zone 4. Now, moving forward into what could actually make Zone 4 better? Roadways. Roadways and less traffic. More roundabouts are on the way, less lights are on the way, and hopefully more public transit from north to south is on the way because frankly there's a bit too much traffic at Zone 4 and places like Zone 3 love to complain about it. So it is something that is actively being worked on, but as of right now it is definitely something to be aware of. Now, for those that want to be aware of where the investments lie in Zone 4. This is already an area that may seem like it's on the come up. It's been past the come up. Is there still an area to take advantage of or grow with? And yes, because Zone 4 is at war. And I've talked about this before. I want to bring up just that Zone 4 isn't very happy with just being this. They want more. And so the areas that they're starting to take are really kind of this direction, where they're getting more of the Millsboros. They're getting all of Route 24 and getting into the Gunboro and type areas. They're taking more of the Zone 3, and Zone 3 isn't too happy about it. And you'll even hear people like, oh, there's a new neighborhood getting built all over the highways. You look west of Route 1 on Ocean Highway, they're all over the place. You're going to hear people complain about it, but that's because people are moving and people want the opportunity to buy in these areas. So where's an area that could still be on the come up for you? I'm going to go ahead and tell you. You ready? It's going to be Dagsboro. And if I can write properly, there we go. Couldn't get my D there in place. That looks terrible. Dagsboro. Right next to Ocean View. This is going to keep you right outside of Bethany Beach, which is one of our more southern beaches, one of my favorite beaches. And quite frankly, this area I would stack cash on and a guarantee almost, saying this is going to be the one that goes up in value the most, maybe even out of all the 4. Lewes is one of the reasons why. It's been one of our biggest beach towns, Rehoboth being just adjacent to it, and all of the beaches going down are just absolutely on fire. Areas like Dagsboro, Ocean View will probably continue to reap the benefits of being near those hot spots. But Zone 5 is where I live. Zone 5 is where I was born, actually, as well. And I want to get into why it may be the best zone for you. Now, if you're looking for the southwestern side of Delaware, you're going to find Zone 5. And you'll see it stretches between 2 counties, because here's our county marker right here. It may not be perfectly true to size, don't judge me. Now, we're starting up here in Hartley, moving into a little Western Dover, I should say, Camden. We get Felton, where I was raised. We're getting little peaks, maybe even of Milford and Greenwood. I live in Milford currently. And we're getting all the way down Route 13 into Bridgeville, Seaford, all the way down to Laurel and Selbyville. If any of those areas have been on your radar, or if on your radar is only trying to get the lowest price possible, this is the zone for you. This is our rural area, farm towns. You go to one of the local hardware stores and the same 6 people are there. You know the people that work at the local bank. It's just the small town vibe atmosphere is what you're going to find in Zone 5. So let's get into how quick are these homes moving. You'll be happy to know they're not moving as fast as everybody else. They're a little bit slower. You'll even hear when you're in this area, LSD. It doesn't stand for a drug. It's lower, slower Delaware. Hopefully YouTube doesn't flag that or something. It's lower, slower Delaware. And it is. It's a slower atmosphere. It's more relaxed. Drive time is a little bit easier. All that. So you won't be surprised to find out that my favorite feature of Zone 5 is indeed, again, YouTube, don't block me, lower, slower Delaware. It's a lower, slower atmosphere. It's more relaxed. It's more low-key. And a lot of people, especially up in Zone 1, know nothing about that. And that's where kind of you get the little bit of disconnect in Delaware of like there's certain people who want that lifestyle and there's certain people who want this lifestyle. And maybe throughout your life, you want multiple lifestyles because I've said Delaware is one of the best states to live out your entire life cycle. You can come down here saying, I want to get my first job. I want to get started in Dover, and you get the big upgrade. Now I'm in Wilmington, blah, blah, blah. I want the second home down at the beaches. I want to slow it down in Zone 5. Like, all the different life cycles can happen right here. So moving forward to what is my actual favorite thing about Zone 5? Well, for those of you that are looking, if you are looking to relocate into Delaware, I'm telling you right now, this is where the dream home gets built. This is where you get your acreage. This is where you get your good zoning. This is where you get the septic tank that can be perked brand new, real easy. So you don't have a sewer bill. You can get the trees that surround you, the acreage to have the land for the kids to run around, get an ATV out there. This is where you do it. Don't look at doing it anywhere else in Delaware if you don't want to spend a bajillion. Plus, there's just not many areas where that much land's available. So if you're looking for that, or if you're looking for a rising trend, the family hideout, the escapade of 4 or 5 properties that they built on one piece of land so the whole family compound can be there. That's a cool new thing that's happening. And again, Zone 5 would be where you want to do it. What's the best school district in this area? I'm going to go out and say, do your own research on any of these because you have Lake Forest School District, you have the Seaford School District, and quite honestly, all the way down to Laurel, there's a lot of different opinions, good, bad, and in the middle. And again, I don't have any opinion on the matter. But as mentioned earlier, one of the areas that also touches Zone 4 is involved in Zone 5. So it naturally has to be our top school district, and that's going to be the Indian River School District. So if you can have a world where you're able to dive into the Indian River School District while also being in Zone 5, that's kind of the perfect combination to getting a deal in that area. Now, what is the absolute weakness of Zone 5? Drive time. You got to drive to get to a lot of places. You want to get to the beach, 30, 40 minutes. You want to get up to Dover, 30, 40 minutes. You want to get to the gym, probably 20, 30 minutes. Walmart, Targets, maybe 15, 20 minutes. It takes a little bit of driving, but they're easy drives. They're back road drives. They're back near the fields, down the railroad track type rides. They're not really arduous, rush hour filled, block to block. It takes you 10 minutes to get 1 mile vibe, if you catch my drift. Now, where could I get a deal in this area? I want to skip real quick to what's the number one area. The number one in this area is Seaford. Number one in this area has come out of the woodwork as Seaford. If you told me 10 years ago it was going to be Seaford, I'd have been like, really? But between the job creation, between the infrastructure, between the new things that are being done, between the new laws and permits being put in place to improve the infrastructure around the area, I love what Seaford's doing. But I got to shout out, as the number one place, if you were looking for a deal in the best priced area of Delaware, in a place where the price can go up the most, that you can still get in for $335 at median, I'm going to shout out my hometown, riding down Main Street, like that's clever at all, like every downtown doesn't have a Main Street. They probably got a Walnut too. It's Felton! Felton, my hometown spot. We lived here when my parents came here with the military. We were at the Dover Air Force Base and we were able to commute good 15 minutes. When I was in the military, same deal. Zone 5 is a very, very common place to be able to find a deal, and Felton would be my number one place within that spot to get the best deal. So if you yourself are looking into relocating to Delaware, I hope this was helpful. And more specifically, we do have one other item for you I want to put in your hands to keep track of this every month without having to watch me talk about it every single month. It's our Loft report. Just scan this, we'll send it to you, put it to you every single month right into your hands. No other marketing emails, I promise. And if you want more info on these zones and what zone might be right for you, give me a call, 302-503-6647. Shoot me a text. Would love to personally reach out to you, talk with you. I work exclusively with people relocating into Delaware or selling their home here in Delaware. So if you find yourself in either of those categories, I probably would think you're going to find yourself in the first. I would love to talk with you. As a military vet, we run our business in a very militant, disciplined way where it's checklists and formats, and it's a business. And this is a very big move with a very large asset, and I want it to be taken seriously. So with that being said, I hope this was informative. I hope it was helpful. And if you're looking to move into Delaware soon, I hope to meet you soon. Have a great one.